Welcome back, YouTube. It's been a while since we've been in the good old abode. I wanted to do a different video today because today I wanted to kind of just chill and relax, take a little break from the whole hullabaloo of going out. Also, the upcoming week I will be going back to Seoul, so there's going to be a lot of videos related to Seoul coming out pretty soon. So get ready for those. But I wanted to take the time to actually respond to someone that left a comment about a video that they wanted to see updated. If you don't mind calling you out here, Mr. Murishian, I hope I didn't mess up the name. But they asked for a updated video of what it's like to live in Korea. So we got a lot to talk about today. So without further ado, let's get this video going. Right, it is 2022. What is really different, or what has really changed, or has anything changed living as a foreigner in Korea? Well, I wanted to break it down into a couple different categories. So the first one we'll be going over is COVID. How has living in Korea been like as a foreigner dealing with COVID and stuff? I can't speak on behalf of other countries and what their measures are or were for COVID, but in Korea we just recently lifted the mask mandate for outdoor areas. Now, I did hear that maybe because with the new wave, maybe that might actually be changed again, but as of right now, we don't need to wear the mask when we go outside. I still personally do because, I mean, I'm only outside for a couple minutes at a time because I'm going from outside to inside, and you have to wear a mask inside anyways, so I still keep my mask on, and it's just a general safety. But there was, for the longest time, we did have to do like a QR code check-in that no longer exists, but as a foreigner that can be a little hard to set up because it requires you to have a Naver account, which, if some of you don't know, Naver is like the Google of Korea. So setting up that account on Korean can be a little bit hard, but it was a necessity to have if you wanted to be able to go into any restaurant or many places. Like a year ago, basically, this was like a QR code, personalized QR code that you had. We don't need that anymore. That's been now a thing of the past. No one uses the QR code check-in, which brings me kind of to my next point. One thing that can be really hard to get used to when you come to Korea is I can't recommend enough learning the language, or at least making some Korean friends through coworkers or some other means to help you set up with a bunch of different things that you need. For example, getting the Naver account, bank set up, any online accounts. Like, there's so much that you would need to learn Korean for because it's a lot. It's very overwhelming, and people who are choosing to come live here as opposed to visiting, these are essential things that you need, and you cannot get by without having them. So, a lot of foreigners come here. I've met or just kind of talked to many foreigners who have lived here for 9-10 years, and they haven't learned a lick of Korean. And I think that's not right because, again, there's a lot of things that you need to learn Korean for. Now, again, you can ask a friend to do this, but eventually, if you want to do it on your own, there is going to be some Korean necessity or learning involved to get all these accounts set up, just to have a smoother living situation in Korea. As for making the decision to actually come here and live here, there are pretty much two ways, the best ways that you can do it if you're just starting out and you don't know Korean, or you don't work for a company already that is going to transition you to Korea. One I've already explained many times, which is teaching English. That is the most common way. But another way is if you really wanted to delve into the culture and try to work in a Korean company or do something that is more involved in teaching English, you can absolutely come here as a student. You can take a semester or a year or however long you think that you need to study Korean. So you can go to any university in Korea. Most of them, I think almost all of them, have some kind of Korean language program that allows you to just study Korean. You don't take any other classes, you're just taking Korean classes that focus on getting you ready to take the TOEIC exam, which is something that you need to pass to show that you are adept at the Korean language. And then from there, many places will be open or available to you because they know that you can actually speak Korean, and they'll be more willing to hire you at such and such company, or if you want to start a business or whatever it is that you wanted to do. So those are the two best options in terms of living here. And if your Korean basic level, speaking level or anything is very low, those are the two things I recommend. Because teaching English gets you some money, it gets you some confidence in living here and getting used to it. Going to university can be a bit rough, but if you're willing to put in the work, then a lot of doors open up for you. So living as a foreigner can be good. It can be really, really good to live here if you're kind of willing to put in some effort in at least learning the language. Again, making some friends is definitely a bonus. I don't think any people, foreigners specifically, will have any problems living in Korea, in 2022 or in the future. Even I think every year it gets more accommodating for foreigners. For example, I think just something simple as like vegetarian restaurants or vegan restaurants weren't really a big thing. And you can start slowly seeing these restaurants kind of popping up every now and then, or saying they have vegetarian options or vegan options even. So, with each advancing year, I think Korea becomes more open to the idea that foreigners are coming to their country, so they're actually starting to become more accommodating. Now, again, there are some things that still aren't really accommodating, mostly with the online setup stuff. It would be wonderful if there was like some English system implemented especially for people who are just coming here for the first time. But as of right now, that doesn't exist. However, that being said, there is English almost everywhere. So I do apologize if you aren't from somewhere where you speak English as your first language, but most things are in either Korean, Chinese characters, or English. Those are pretty much what you'll see. So if you speak any one of those languages, I think you'll be pretty good. As I mentioned earlier, it isn't going to be easy for everyone. There are some downsides. I've mentioned these topics before, and these are stories that I've just heard from my girlfriend or from coworkers. It is a male-dominated society, so as a woman living in Korea, I think it's not as easy compared to a guy. And again, these are just stories that I've heard. The treatment is not always fair, so that is also something to keep in mind if you are planning to come to Korea. You gotta kind of expect that. But aside from that, if it doesn't happen too often, I think Korea is still a really good place to live in terms of safety, in terms of convenience. God, Korea is so convenient. I wish I could show off everything, and I try to. I really do. But Korea is incredibly efficient and incredibly convenient. If I can think of something just as simple as having a convenience store open 24/7. I know that's not the most amazing thing in the world, but there are countries where many convenience stores or stores just close at like 9 or 10 p.m. So getting something, when you really need it is so nice. So I don't think it's just for foreigners. I think it's just everyone in general in Korea. So in between the time that I first came to Korea and the time that I'm living here now, not a lot has changed, but there have been just some, minor changes. But this is all stuff that I didn't know when I first got here, and now I know since I've been living here for a while. And I'm more than happy to answer questions on finer details of like what going to the bank in Korea is like, what going to the mart in Korea is like. Those kinds of things are essential for people to know, because if you're going to be living here, you're going to be doing these things. Or even the post office. I remember the first time I went to the post office, it was so confusing. They had like a million different things, and I was like, what paper do I need? I just want to send a box to America. Where do I go? But these are kind of things that you just learn, you know, after the first time. It's a little bit scary, but they're very willing to work with you as long as you're willing to work with them. And after the first time, okay, I was like, I got it memorized. This is what I do. It's just you gotta try it the first time, memorize it, and that goes with everything, you know, whether it's as simple as going to the mart or as complicated as going to the bank. And Korea does accommodate for foreigners a lot. I guess the only thing that is the worst thing to deal with in Korea is immigration. That is the one place I despise going to, because immigration just feels like they never cooperate with you. But other than that one place, I think just in the grand total, in the grand scheme of things, living in Korea has been a blessing. I think it's been really, really, really good, and I can't recommend at least visiting enough if many of my videos haven't showed that off already. So thank you again, Murshien. Again, I'm sorry if I mispronounce the name, but for everyone too, this is a video for everyone, not just for you. Just kind of wanted to go over it again anyways. But I hope I was able to answer your question, and I hope I was able to answer maybe some other people's questions that they also might have had. And if there's anything else I can also talk about, please, you know, leave comments. I don't know why YouTube has not notified me sometimes of people's comments. I don't know why, so I do apologize. I try to get to everyone's comments, but sometimes YouTube doesn't even notify me. So I just recently went through and scrolled through all the comments and tried to comment as many things as I could. So thank you guys, keep it up. I do read and look at all the comments, so if you guys have any questions, please, please, please let me know. And to kind of wrap up this video on a very lighter note, it is very hot these days in Busan. So I'm gonna take you guys to a very, very local spot. This is something that is like right next to my house, and I'm so happy to exist here. Something that is the best thing to eat in this kind of heat. So let's go ahead and check that place out. See you in a little bit, YouTube. All right, guys, we're inside the super traditional restaurant. This place is like walking distance to my house. Like, this place is so close to my house. Hold on, let me flip you guys around. So this place, even though like it's really tiny, it's like a really small shop with like 3 main menu items. You have mirmyeon, bibimbap, jjajangmyeon, and mandu. But this place has been recorded on 2 separate different TV shows as like super famous mirmyeon. Now, as I mentioned earlier, mirmyeon is like a dish best served cold because it is cold noodles. Like, that's what they are. So I'm getting the spicy version, which is because I want something spicy today, and I wanted to try their mandu because I didn't try that last time. But I have tried their basic mirmyeon, and it definitely lives up to the hype. Not only that, guys, it's 3,000 won for a bowl. It's like incredibly cheap to buy. It's so cheap, so delicious, and perfect for the summertime season. I'm very excited to show you guys this food because I feel really blessed to be able to eat at such a local place that's actually like it's really good. And yeah, let's wait till the food gets here. Now, I know, guys, that I've been to a mirmyeon restaurant before, but this place is really good. So this is the bibimbap. So normal mirmyeon has like a kind of soup to it, and then this is just like a hot broth, kind of like a bone broth that they give you with. Mandu, of course, danmuji, another kind of danmuji, like just different kind of style radish, and then some extra like spicy sauce, I guess, for the mandu, chili sauce for the dipping. So let's dig into it. Ooh, nice. Oh my god, that is so refreshingly good. This stuff is It's like
the perfect amount of spiciness, and the cold noodles on this hot day are really really make you feel like cool down. Like that's what I love about this food. I like bibimbap better than regular bibimbap because I like spiciness. Cheers. Ooh. Oh, that's good broth. I know it's hot, but like still, it's really good. I just tried one of these mandu. Little floppy. That's the first mandu I've had in a while where like I don't know what seasoning they use in there, but oh my god, these are really good. Oh man, I can't really nail that flavor, but like there's something in these mandu that makes it so good. I'm in heaven, guys. This food is so good, and you can get like a larger portion of this, or basically a double portion. So 3,000 won gets you the basic bowl. And for 1,000 more, you can do 곱빼기, which is a double portion size of this. So not only are you getting a great value, you're literally, like one bowl is 3,000. Instead of paying for two small bowls, which would cost you 6,000, you can get one large bowl, which is two portions of it for 4,000. Like, that's insane. It's honestly incredibly insane that you can get such a nice meal for such a good price. And there are plenty of restaurants like this in Korea. Everywhere you go. It's like these small mom and pop shops that like still sell really good food at such a good price. So guys, I've already said this many times, but like really take the time to explore Korea. You never know what you'll find. It doesn't have to be a famous restaurant, because this is a famous restaurant, but it's more local, so not a lot of people are coming here, especially not foreigners. But definitely take the time to go to many places. Anyways, guys, it's been a pretty chill video so far. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got some information out of that, and I hope you guys look forward to the next couple videos that are about Seoul. So catch you guys later. Thank you so much for the likes, comments, especially the comments. Thank you. Keep it up, guys. I do my best to read all of those. So thank you. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Peace.